A pair of shootings on Friday morning sent Seattle police scrambling from one scene to another as they faced a barricaded gunman and a fleeing felon. The first call was for a domestic violence incident in the Madison Valley neighborhood of East Seattle.
Party disturbance in Charlie Sector. Caller hears a male and female arguing. The female screaming for assistance and saying not to hurt her.
As the initial police unit arrived on scene, things quickly spiraled out of control.
There's someone with here. Female screaming. Received hearing a female screaming.
Arriving officers found a screaming woman lying in a doorway with a man standing over her. As officers pulled her out of the apartment, the man walked away, up a set of stairs, and out of view. Less than 30 seconds later, he appeared, unseen, in a second-story window, overlooking the officers and the woman.
Shots fired, shots fired. Suspect is shooting.
He's shooting 3.
The report of shots fired led to a large response as units from around the city raced to back up their fellow officers.
We need medics. Female is hit.
Received. Female was hit. Are there any officer injuries at this time?
Negative. Female is struck. Right side, possible rib cage. She is bleeding.
At least one officer returned fire, and the gunman retreated back inside his apartment. I do want to note here that the scanner audio is not perfectly linked with the video, nor is it complete. This is just a sampling of the radio transmissions to give you a better sense of the call.
Suspect is a white male, possibly Hispanic.
There's a former Army Ranger.
Suspect is a former Army Ranger. Again, white male, possibly Hispanic, bald, 5'10".
A scenes of violence call was generated, which sent Seattle fire units to the scene to provide life-saving measures for the gunshot victim.
1 Charlie 11, fire is staging. Do you want them to move to the scene or move to a secondary location?
If we can get an SPD EMT on scene, they can move to a secondary location. But we are unable to render aid at this time.
3 Lincoln 1, I have SPD EMT and I'm en route to the North Precinct.
Let's get set up containment.
1-5-21, suspect just fired another shot. Suspect fired another shot.
Despite the ongoing threat of gunfire, officers were able to remove the gunshot victim from the courtyard where they had been pinned down and moved her to safety.
Hey, Ocean 22. We have the female. We're about mid-block down Madison to the west.
The shooter remained barricaded inside his apartment as more and more police units arrived. The SWAT team and trained negotiators were also dispatched to the scene. Here we see a variety of SWAT units responding, including armored vehicles, equipment trucks, and SUVs. They came from several different directions, but I was able to capture them on a few different traffic cameras.
One boy. I have an extra rifle operator and a shield. Where would you like them? To the east side, please. The one more rifle to cover the alleyway would be great.
Negotiator 11 on east.
Negotiator 11.
I'm in route side call.
Received. TAC channel 8 is open. TAC channel 8 is open. All units on this call switch to TAC 8. This call will be handled on TAC 8.
Once the SWAT team took over, the call on Madison Street switched to a tactical channel, which wasn't covered by the online scanner that I use. However, we'll have some more radio traffic from a second call in just a few minutes. For now, we have a little bit more footage of different Seattle police units arriving. I'm not sure who's in these vehicles. It could be lieutenants or higher-ranking officers that were going to the scene, or it could be part of the negotiator team. I did not capture the negotiator vehicle on camera despite looking for it, but I did get it in a different video clip that I will be posting in the next police video. About 90 minutes after this call in East Seattle, there was a call about 7 miles southeast, which initially came out as another domestic disturbance, this time in the Pritchard Beach parking lot.
Sam Sector Party Assault, 8455 Avenue South. Caller station south of the parking lot. There's a male assaulting a female and she's screaming. 8455 Avenue South. Any units available to start?
When the initial officer arrived on scene of this newer call, the suspect took off on foot and the officer pursued him. That's when things took a turn.
So the motorcycle's running or the suspect's running?
Looks out on the trail.
Copy, says this running westbound on the trailer is going to be held. Do you have any description?
Shot fired.
Help the officer 84.
The suspect fired at the officer pursuing him, and now a flood of officers will move from the East Madison call down to the South Seattle call.
Black male, light skin, dreads, all black clothing.
Black male, light skin, dreads, black clothing.
1 Sam, I'm to the south of the shots. To the south of the shots.
1 Sam is south to the shots. Any additional units?
59. I don't believe I've been hit. I'm on the bridge waiting for additional before I go after the suspect again.
Victor 9 has been hit on the bridge. Need additional units.
I do not believe I've been hit.
Correction, has not been hit on the bridge, waiting for additional officers.
1 Robert. I'm with Victor 9. I need someone, anyone, to respond back to Pritchard Beach and make sure the victim is still there. She was there when I pulled up.
Need any additional units. 8455 Avenue South to check for the victim. 1 Robert is with Victor 9 on the bridge.
1 Sam, can you check for Guardian 1 and K9? And if anybody can free up from the SWAT call out, that'd be greatly appreciated.
Copy. Need possible units to clear from SWAT call.
So I'm clear of the SWAT call out. Going.
Copy.
1 Union 1, thanks for
As officers raced into the area, they faced a daunting task. A large, wooded park to clear, as well as multiple homes with yards that backed up to the lake, and a suspect who'd already shown a willingness to murder police officers. The King County Sheriff launched their Guardian 1 helicopter to help with the search, and K9 teams were on the way from the North Seattle call.
360, we've got a bunch of officers here at the scene. Let's start stretching out a containment on Seward Park Avenue South from South Cloverdale all the way down to South Henderson Street. Lock him down from going anywhere westbound.
1 Robert, do we have any officers inside Pritchard Beach at the trailhead?
360 to 1 Robert, we got about 6 officers and myself here standing by.
Copy that, thank you. Do we have any officers further north on Seward Park, past Pritchard Beach?
Seattle police boats also responded, as well as a drone unit from the Tukwila Police Department.
Harbor 6 on south. We're en route. We got about a 10-minute ETA. We'll take the water side.
Copy.
This is Tukwila drone on Seattle radio. Where do you need us? Or where do you need the drone?
As a few final units left the East Madison call to help with the South call, one more unit was arriving at the East call. A Seattle Police mobile precinct arrived, unfortunately traveling without lights and siren, which makes it somewhat less exciting to see on video, but still a cool unit to see out and about.
Guardian 1 on SPD South.
Guardian 1.
We're just a couple minutes out. Where do you want us to start looking?
Okay, 3 Guardian. If you could check around the 7938 Seward Park Avenue South. We're checking these yards between us and the water lines.
We're R22 to Guardian 1, be where we do have a drone in the air currently.
What's your altitude?
120 feet.
Yeah, we'll be way above you.
As police units continued to flood the scene and lock down the area, the suspect was running out of places to go.
Informational for units. We got a call at 8. A male came to the RP's door and attempted the door handle, couldn't get in, and walked to the neighbor's house at 8. Jumped over the fence and walked up to a shed in the backyard. Noted a black male, medium build, wearing all black.
012 to Guardian 1, can you get eyes on that last one location, please?
Yep, we're heading over there.
1 Sam, let's shift in some of the containment.
Harbor 6, we're right off the water line on that. Can you get a color of that house? We can't see any of the addresses for. I'm at Atlantic City Boat Launch. I just saw somebody wearing all black walking westbound from this house, this white house with the brick chimney. I was lost in the tree line, though.
As neighbors continued to call in with sightings of the subject running through their yards, the officers finally caught a glimpse of him.
Running south on Island Drive.
Running,
Move here. Running southbound.
running southbound, you're still held. What's your new location? Copy, around the corner of 8692, around the corner of 8692 Island Drive.
Then in here, Island Drive. You use down to the boat ramps and in this area.
Going down to the boat ramp.
I have eyes on him. 8688 Island Drive South, walking towards the dock.
Eyes on 8688 Island Drive South, walking down to the dock.
Still running south, 8698 Island Drive South.
Still running south, 8698 Island Drive.
Precinct, I've got eyes on him. He's on the docks.
Eyes on the dock. At 8696 Island Drive South.
Up on the dock, he just jumped in the water from Atlantic City boat ramp.
Jumped in the water at Atlantic City boat ramp, had his hands up, jumped in the water.
That's what we had to view. He's east of us in the residence off the dock.
Harbor, do you copy? Jumped in the water.
Face down.
So is he in the water or on the dock?
In the water.
He is in the water, lying face down. Harbor, do you copy?
He has his hands up and still in the water. And officers are talking to him.
Suspect is in the water with his hands up, talking to officers.
Eyes on.
Copy. And he is still possibly still armed. There were two guns. One was with the victim, one was still outstanding.
Harbor 6, we determine which group of officers has priority of fire so we can get out of their back row.
1 Robert. That's going to be our team to the north.
Team to the north has priority with fire.
William 93. Can Harbor get in any closer? He's starting to have trouble swimming.
Harbor 6, we got a throw bag. We'll come up to the dock on the north side.
I brought this throw bag. We'll get towards the dock.
After treading water for over 30 minutes, the suspect finally decided to give up.
Recording 1, they're pulling him out of the water now.
Copy, pulling suspect out of the water now. 251, go again. Did you say he was out of the water?
251. Scene secure. Send in fire.
Copy, scene secure, sending in fire. Is one in custody?
Copy. 1 in custody. Under control.
One in custody, under control. Did you still want the air held?
Air can be open.
There's going to be routine at 822. One in custody, under control, scene secure.
Guardian 1, are we needed for anything else?
251. I think we're good. Thank you so much.
Thanks for the call.
Almost 2 hours after the initial shooting in the park, the suspect was taken into custody and treated for hypothermia by the Seattle Fire Department. Meanwhile, on the initial call on East Madison Street, the SWAT team eventually entered the apartment and found the suspect deceased from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. The woman that he shot is expected to survive, and no officers or other civilians were injured during either of these incidents. Well, that's it for tonight. Thank you for watching. This took me a long time to put together. I've been working on it for over a week, so I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that it was interesting and gave you kind of an inside look at what's going on during some of these incidents. I will be working on another crash video next, so if that's more your bag, stay tuned. As always, thanks for watching. I hope that we learned some lessons tonight. Tonight's lesson, of course, is do not shoot at the police. See you next time.